Okay, so in middle school, I really wanted a dog. Like, I really, really wanted a dog. And I begged my parents all the time, can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? And the answer was always no. My dad did not want a puppy. He didn't want to have to train one, and my mom had her heart set on a certain breed. So you can see my problem here. But with patience, one day the vet called saying that they had a new dog come in and it was up for adoption. And it just so happened to be the specific breed that my mom wanted. By the end of the day, that dog had a new home with us. I think it's important to be aware of the rising overpopulation of dogs and the issue of puppy mills, and also be aware of the things that you can do to combat that, such as adoption. So I know most of you aren't really looking to get a dog right now, which is okay, but as you start a family, a lot of people are going to end up getting a dog. So I think that it's a big step to take, and you should really consider where you're getting your dog from. So like I said, I personally have rescued a dog. She's running around here. You can pet her. But I really do believe that animal rescue is way better than buying a dog from anywhere you can go. So let's take a walk to see the problem, dig up what caused this issue, and then fetch some solutions on what we can do to combat the problem. So let's grab our leash and go on a walk to see the problem. So the issue here is overpopulation of pets. Jennifer Saxon's encyclopedia article over pet overpopulation states that this occurs when there are too many domestic cats and dogs than people want them as pets. So we have a massive amount of pets that just don't really have a home. Another contributing factor to this is litter sizes. So because of cats and dogs' large litter sizes, which can be anywhere from 4 to 6 puppies or cats, the problem is just growing and growing. And a lot of rescue centers have tried to stop this by neutering animals, but it really isn't enough to stop it, and they also just don't have the resources to do that to every animal. There's also social and economic issues that go along with this. Economic being that all of this care for these animals, the catching of them, the maintaining of them, a lot of it comes from private investors, but some of it also comes from taxpayers. So you yourselves, like as adults, are giving up money for this cause, so you might as well adopt a dog. Another issue is puppy mills, which I'm sure you guys are all aware of, but a Salem Press encyclopedia says that puppies from puppy mills are often severely neglected, and they're raised in really harsh conditions, and they're overall just not raised like they should be. There are 10,000 puppy mills in the U.S. today, and and it's really unethical. Like the way they're raising the dogs and everything, it just isn't right. So it seems like adoption is obviously the more ethical way to go. So it says that puppy mills basically value profit over the condition of their dogs, and they're like very large scale commercial breeding, so they're churning out puppies. So the overpopulation is just increasing and increasing because these puppy mills just continue to churn out more dogs. And these dogs are also kind of dangerous because of the poor conditions. They are a lot of them are sick. So when you take those sick dogs and you adopt them into homes, like you're gonna end up getting sick as the owner, which is very dangerous. So where did this problem come from? According to a Salem Press encyclopedia article concerning overpopulation, it all started in the 1860s during like the Industrial Revolution, when people started going from farms into cities, and with that they brought their farm dogs. And a lot of families just decided that they couldn't really take care of their dogs anymore in the cities, so now we have a whole bunch of stray dogs in the city and nothing to like combat that. So a lot of rescue shelters and humane societies opened up, but it wasn't really enough to stop the problem. And then World War II was also a cause because during that time pet food price went down a lot. So people started adding pets to the family, and then when pet food prices went back up because of the economy, they could no longer take care of those dogs. So they threw them in shelters, and the shelters were like, hey, we can't take care of your dogs, but they didn't have a choice because of all like the abandoned puppies. And then that was also the time when puppy mills became a thing because farmers weren't able to raise traditional crops because of the economy and just the climate overall. So they were actually encouraged to raise puppies instead. So all of these puppy mills sprung up, and that was how farmers made a living back then. And a lot of this has been, like, the government has put policies into place to try to combat this, but business owners of puppy mills really find loopholes, and the laws aren't enforced, so it doesn't really do anything. So there's still hope, though, when it comes to combating this problem, and that would be by adopting your next animal. So some benefits of it is just like the satisfaction of knowing that you're saving a life, but an article by Canine Journal also says that you can get a fully trained dog. You're not worrying about, house training them, doing any of that kind of stuff. You also know a dog's personality. So if you know that a dog doesn't like kids and you have a kid, like, obviously you're not going to get that dog. So it's really nice to know, like, what this personality is and if you're going to mesh with it. And there's also financial incentives, which adopting a dog can be as little as $50 when buying a dog can be like upwards of $2,000. Like, it can be really expensive, so you're saving a massive amount of money. A lot of people think that they can't find a certain breed of dog when they adopt, and that's what kind of puts them off from adopting. But like I said earlier, I conducted an interview with my mom, and she just said that her heart was set on a certain breed, but she waited and had patience and time, and a dog came into her local shelter and she was able to get it, so that really worked out for her. It just all takes like knowing where to look and just having patience for what you want. And there are also purebreds. If you really want a purebred, there are purebreds in the shelters. A lot of people think that shelter dogs are bad dogs or dogs that people don't want, but that is absolutely not the case. So in a video by Petco, it said that 72 or 62% of homes have pets, and half of them say that it improves their mood and makes them happier. And it also says that dogs are proven to lower your risk of heart disease and to decrease stress and anxiety and depression. So having a dog is proven to help you physically and mentally. So I feel like there's no reason for you not to adopt a dog if that's something that you're looking at doing. So it also said that there are 5 to 7 million dogs and cats in animal shelters every year, and of all of those, 4 million of them get euthanized, which, if you don't know, just means that they get put down for pretty much no reason other than there's no room for them. So, like Karma, that was the path that she was set on if we wouldn't have adopted her, actually. So, adoption is a growing concern in the U.S. and really all over the world. And I told you about the issue of overpopulation and puppy mills, as well as how that issue arose and how you can solve that issue by adopting your next pet. I encourage you all to, rather than go buy a dog, but adopt one, as it saves not only one dog's life, but many others as you're opening up spaces and kennels for more dogs to be saved. So, I don't mean to bark orders, but this is an important issue, and I really hope you consider adopting a dog. Thank you.